So I wanted to make a video today about clearing ancestral patterns because it's something that's been coming up a lot in my sessions lately, and I've noticed that it's coming up in the collective. So as the energy shifts on the planet, as it's already shifted, and we have the opportunity to shift with it, particularly in these summer months of 2026. But whenever you're watching this, it's perfect timing. Um, a lot of people are having ancestral patterns and programs come up. So let's talk briefly about what that means, what that looks like, and most importantly, how to clear it, because this is likely affecting you. Okay. So one of the things that I've noticed in the last few weeks is all of these programs around work and abundance, and this idea often that we inherit from our family and from previous generations. So let's talk about what this looks like. In one session, I had a client who was very much overworking herself, working herself to the point of exhaustion, but very afraid to take a step back and honor what her body was telling her, which is that she needed more rest. And we actually traced this program and this pattern to her ancestral line on one side of her family. This idea that she had this idea inherited from her parents, but her parents inherited from their parents, and so on and so forth, that you have to work yourself to the bone, that you have to work yourself to the point of exhaustion, that only hard work counts, okay? And what this program was so strong within her that she had a really difficult time, even though she knew in so many ways that she needed to take a step back and have more ease in her life. She knew in so many ways that there's just something that was stopping her. And this turned out to be a program. Once we cleared it, she was able to sort of start to listen and honor herself. I have another person I've worked with, and this shows up a lot, that had a program around the idea that you can't, succeed more or move above your family's level of wealth or abundance. So what this looked like, she grew up in, she grew up just in a very rural area with not that many resources. And she had this kind of ingrained idea within her, and she wasn't even aware of it, that you aren't allowed to move above or go beyond what your family has achieved. That there's this kind of unspoken rule. Now, as part of our work, we cleared this guilt that she was unconsciously holding around this idea. So the reason I'm mentioning these is because these ancestral patterns show up so strongly in our lives, and they have a grip over us, and we won't even be aware that they're there, and often addictions, alcoholism certainly shows up a lot in the ancestral line, and any kind of addiction, often you can trace it through your genetic line. So I'm just making this video because I hope that it brings a level of awareness and that you can begin to examine particularly difficult patterns that you find in your own life or find within yourself, and ask yourself, is this even mine? Did this even originate with me? Often the answer is no. Now, certainly some things, we came in with or we adopted as a child, some belief systems. But a lot of times we have these, this overlay of ancestral programs that are causing problems in our lives. So again, as the energy on earth is shifting, because it is, and what it's doing is it is bringing things to the surface that have been hidden or dormant or locked away. And why is it doing that? Because these things that are these old emotions, these patterns, these ancestral programs, this cellular memory, it's coming up because we cannot take it with us into the fifth dimensional consciousness. It's just our energetic system won't allow it, right? We are moving into a consciousness, a construct, fifth dimensional consciousness, in which we operate using our intuition, our discernment, and we are free from the bondage of these patterns and programs that have held us hostage for our entire lives. So this can be a messy process. This can be uncomfortable. This can take a while. We are also clearing past lives. Our system, let's think of it this way. Our energetic system is lightening up. We are losing the density, right? And so anything that's stored within our system that it no longer resonates with our higher frequency, and as we shift our frequency, all of these things naturally arise. We will be clearing lots of things as we shift on earth. So you can be having dreams of past lives. You could be having dreams of your ancestors. All of this is very normal. You may feel dramatic shifts day to day, and things that took a long time. We in the past might have had to go searching for. All of these patterns are starting to come up simply. Allow them to be, okay? Allow them to clear. Allow yourself to feel the uncomfortable emotion. Okay, so back to the ancestral programs and patterns. So, you could stop this video and come back to it for the clearing, but if one has just jumped out at you and you're like, oh my God, I would like to be free of that, okay? What we can do, there's several ways to do this, but what you can do is you can call on, set your intention to clear your ancestral line. So we'll talk about how to do this. So I'd like you to take a moment to bring the ancestral pattern or program or belief to mind. Okay? And if you can allow yourself to get quiet and close your eyes. And I'm going to just bring it to mind. And then I want you to gently set the intention to clear this program now with the assistance of your divine and sacred guide or guides, your team. Now, and even if you can't see this, I want you to trust and allow it and believe that it's happening. I want you to ask the original ancestor where the pattern originated to step forward. And I would like you to ask or request that all of the ancestors who struggled with this pattern also step forward. there will be a sense or a knowing of their arrival. You also might begin to see them. Now, with the assistance of your team, I would like you to imagine white columns of light around each of your ancestors and a white column of light around you. And this column of light is a healing chamber. And you are going to stay here and simply set the intention for the clearing, complete and permanent clearing of this pattern, program, or belief on all levels. And this is a powerful practice. It's important to remember to just do one thing at a time. Do not do 12 things at a time, just one thing at a time. And stay there until the healing or the clearing feels complete. When it feels complete, mentally thank your guide or team. Thank your ancestors who have bravely and courageously shown up today to clear this pattern that is no longer serving you or them. After you've said thank you, thank yourself for this healing work that you've done today, knowing in your cell, in your body, that it is complete. Good. And then you can come back. So, taking a moment at the end of this practice to notice what happened. Notice what occurred. Notice if you feel any subtle shifts in your body. This 3-month window, June, July, and August, is a really powerful time to work on clearing anything that doesn't belong. So for this reason, I have created a 3-week live interactive program built around the Lion's Gate. So we're going to begin July 24th, and we're going to move for 3 consecutive weeks, ending on the Lion's Gate. And it's called the Summer of Abundance. Why? Because we are meant to rewire our beliefs around abundance right now, especially as we experience this contraction on Earth. We're meant to understand that on New Earth, our provision comes from Source, and that we can begin to activate the codes of abundance within ourselves and understand that abundance is part of what we are here to experience on Earth, right? And so this is powerful work. The link is in the description box below, and we'll be doing more of what we did right now to clear the ancestral patterns. We'll also clear vows of poverty, beliefs from your childhood around abundance, and then in the second part and the third part, we will work to call in this new energy and allow it to operate fully in our lives. So I hope you'll join me, and I will see you next time.